Bowman's Den, a hub of student activity, emerged as a temporary facility on the University of Kentucky campus on June 1, 2015. Conveniently located between the prestigious Singletary Center for the Arts and the historic Stoll Field, Bowman's Den was built for the core services of UK Student Center to be transferred to while undergoing major renovations. The accessibility of these services have made both students accustomed and familiar with Bowman's Den, even naming it as one of the best places to chill, according to the Kentucky Colonel. The transition from Bowman's back to the Student Center will have different effects on the students at the University of Kentucky, depending on what year they begin their education at UK. Taking this space away from students will not only create an empty space in the students' everyday lives, but will also leave a physical empty space in between Stoll Field and the Singletary Center for the Arts, which disrupts the area that is home to multiple historic and important landmarks on UK's campus. My argument is directed towards the Executive Committee, led by President of the University, Eli Capilouto. This executive committee has the authority to make changes to the Student Center and its corresponding facilities, according to uky.edu. Like Bowman's Den, many of these temporary facilities will be torn down once the Student Center is built. My full argument is that Bowman's Den should be transformed into a study and hangout space for students instead of being torn down, in order to preserve and cultivate both the students' experiences and historic locations on the University of Kentucky's campus. I interviewed Gabby Melendez, a current freshman at UK, and asked her how she felt about the closing and ultimate destruction of Bowman's Den.
I like to go to Bowman's Den because I like to go to the Starbucks there because the line's never as long as the one in Willie T. And the thought of it being torn down makes me quite sad.
UK's own news publication, the Kentucky Colonel, explains, the roughly 12,000 square foot dining hall offers many of the same options as the old Student Center, including Chick-fil-A, Greens to Go, Panda Express, Starbucks, and Subway. Bowman's Den's prime location on campus, between undergraduate housing, classroom buildings, and historic landmarks like Memorial Hall and Stoll Field, paired with the inviting dining choices that the Den is home to, make it an extremely popular spot on the UK campus. The historic Memorial Coliseum, which sits directly in front of Bowman's Den, and the statue that the temporary space got its name from, was built in 1950 and serves as a memorial to the more than 10,000 Kentuckians who lost their lives in World War II and the Korean conflict, according to the University of Kentucky's athletic website. Bowman's Den's location brings more attention and recognition to Memorial Coliseum and the other surrounding historical centers by bringing more of the student population to that area. Some of the surrounding historical spaces, like Stoll Field, even get more use because of the population flow that Bowman's Den brings to the area. According to the Stoll Field plaque, donated by the class of 2007, the historic field was home to the first college football game ever played in the South, and was eventually called Stoll Field. The removal of Bowman's Den from its temporary location would leave not only a physical empty space in the wake of its removal from campus, taking interest away from the historical centers and areas that surround it, but also a metaphorical empty space in the hearts and lives of the students have become familiar with the space and use it daily. The removal of Bowman's Den will affect the university students in very different ways depending on their amount of time spent at the University of Kentucky. Due to the fact that many of the undergraduate students were not familiar with the Student Center before it was torn down, and have only ever known Bowman's Den as their own Student Center. Bowman's Den presents more than just fond memories, familiarity, and great food to UK's campus. It also uplifts the historical and important landmarks around the space. In order to support students' learning and continue supporting UK's historical campus, I believe that this temporary space should be salvaged and turned into a study lounge. And this would need to be done in a cost-efficient way in order to save UK money, as they have recently spent mass amounts on the new Student Center.